Hello, Sebastian Lucido here, and welcome to the 5-Minute Fresh Start. In Mark chapter 8, verse 13, it says, "And he left them, and getting into a boat again to depart to the other side. Now the disciples had forgotten to take bread, and they did not have more than one loaf for them in the boat. Then he charged them, saying, Take heed, beware of the leaven of the Pharisees and the leaven of Herod. And they reasoned among themselves, and it was because that they had no bread. They reasoned that it was because they didn't have bread. Jesus, being aware of this, said to them, Why do you reason because we have no bread? Do you not perceive nor understand? Is your heart still hardened? Have your eyes, do you not see? And having ears, do you not hear? And do you not remember?" He's actually very angry here. It says, "When I broke the 5 loaves for 5,000, how many baskets full of fragments did you take up?" And they said to him, 12. "Also, when I broke 7 loaves for 4,000, how many large baskets full of fragments did you take up?" They said to him, 7. He said to them, "How is it you do not understand?" And so there's 3 things that I want you to learn here. Get the picture in your mind. First, Jesus gets into a boat, and they're going to go to the other side. The disciples didn't buy bread, so they only had 1 loaf. Jesus tells them a spiritual principle. And this is point number 1. Beware of the leaven, that's the false teaching, false doctrine, false thinking of the Pharisees and the leaven of Herod, okay? So he's talking about their actions. Beware of those. They think from that he's talking about bread. Think about it. He's saying, beware of the leaven of the Pharisees and Herod. He's saying, beware of their teaching. Don't let their teaching corrupt your mind and corrupt your future and corrupt your teaching and your ministry. They reasoned among themselves and said, it's bread. And then Jesus said, why do you reason among yourself about bread? Don't you understand? Is your heart hardened? In other words, it's more carnal than spiritual. He said, having eyes to see, you don't see, and having ears to hear, you don't remember. I multiplied a bag of groceries, 12 fish or a handful of fish, and there was more left after we fed thousands. Point number 2. Why would you see lack in what's going on in your life if you have experienced the provision of God? He's saying, think back at how many times you and I had a problem, and God met that problem and met that need. He rebuked them for not remembering. He rebuked them for feeling like they lacked something that God already proved he could address. What does that mean in our lives? Why should we get wigged out for the 19th time over something that God has fixed the 18 other times? And so we learn another principle. We can't forget the testimony, our testimony. We need to keep our testimony in front of us. If he got us a job before, he'll get us a job again. If he got those bills paid, he'll get them paid again. If we won that suit, we'll win it again. If we got healing, we'll get it again. And so we need to learn from our experience and not get fear over something he's already addressed and fulfilled in our life. And the third thing that I want you to see is that as you look at this story and Jesus, God gets perturbed at us. In fact, the 3 times that we see Jesus amazed, when they were healing the epileptic, the disciples couldn't, but they had done it before, right? And so he was perturbed. He said, "Oh, perverse generation, how long shall I be with you? How long will I put up with this?" Jesus wants us to grow from our experience and wants us to execute that power. So not only is it a matter of thinking spiritually, not feeling or lack or hurt or fear over something God's already addressed, but he wants us to walk on top of the circumstances in an authority, in a power, so that we're not moved by any of this. And so that's maturity. I'm running out of time. Please share this. Please pray about donating to us, becoming a partner with us. And our website, watchersoftruth.com. Visit it. Look at our teachings. We have 11 productions a week. God bless you guys, and I'll see you for another episode soon.